Does the U.S. seem so eager to promote war and conflict around the world, when it claims to be a champion of peace and democracy? At first glance, the answer seems simple. War is good for business. The U.S. government's close ties to the defense industry mean that the more weapons the U.S. sells, the more money flows into the pockets of its powerful military contractors. But this explanation, while not entirely wrong, is a gross oversimplification of the complex web of political, economic, and strategic factors that drive U.S. foreign policy. To understand the paradox of why the U.S. promotes war to sell weapons, we must consider the intricate interplay of domestic politics and global power dynamics. On the one hand, the U.S. government is beholden to powerful interest groups that have a vested interest in maintaining a constant state of war and conflict. This includes not only the defense industry, but also political actors who benefit from the support of hawkish constituents and powerful lobbying groups. But there is another, more subtle reason why the U.S. promotes war. It's a tool of American power projection. From the Cold War to the War on Terror, the U.S. has used military force to project its influence and shape global affairs according to its own interests. By selling weapons to countries around the world, the U.S. is not only making a profit, but also cementing its place as a dominant global power. At the same time, however, the U.S. is also caught in a self-perpetuating cycle of conflict. As it sells more weapons and promotes more wars, it creates new enemies and fuels the very conflicts it seeks to resolve. The U.S. government's interventionist foreign policy has been criticized by many as a form of imperial overreach that not only destabilizes regions around the world, but also undermines the very values of democracy and freedom that it claims to promote. So why does the U.S. promote war to sell weapons? The answer is a complex and multifaceted one, driven by a combination of economic interests, political pressures, and strategic considerations. While the arms trade may be a lucrative business for U.S. military contractors, it also serves as a tool of American power projection and a means of maintaining global dominance. But as the world becomes increasingly interconnected and conflicts become more complex, the U.S. must ask itself whether this strategy is truly sustainable, or whether it risks perpetuating a cycle of violence that ultimately undermines its own security and prosperity.